This is Sassy Sisters Crafting. This is Sassy Amanda. Today we're going to do a very quick overview of some of the journals I have made and go over creating a very miniature small journal that is made out of recycling Amazon envelope. So let's get started. Here is a couple of the journals I've made. This is a small journal that I made out of the Amazon packaging, and when I love how it makes a crunchy texture sound when you open it and move it around. There's small but not too small. You can get some nice journaling pages done on the small pages that are inside. The next one I made out of the faux leather. In my channel there's a video on how to create the faux leather and how to put this journal together. I think it turned out really well. I like how it feels, the texture of it. It turned out really well. I did use sewing elastic, so when these are full, you can take the bundle out and replace it with a new bundle of pages and keep using the same journal cover. The next one is a fabric journal. So I took fabric and put it on cardstock and sewed in the journal signatures. Of course, the inside, you put together with whatever color you like, and this one had 3 signatures, and this one's made with elastic as well, so when these signatures get full you can take them out. I did use paper that I created and also some paper that were in the paper pads at, say, Michael's or Hobby Lobby. That's these that are already colorful. So that's a fabric made. You can choose any kind of fabric you want and put it on as a cover. The next one I'm going to do is sunflowers, because I absolutely love sunflowers. And I'm going to make myself a sunflower journal. And the last one is a faux leather made journal. The reason why I made this one is I was at a Renaissance festival and I saw a bunch of them that they were selling, and I thought it was really cool how they had sewed like a canvas inside to the leather outside. And I have instead of sewing, which the ones I saw they had sewing, which I could do on one of them when I buy different or new leather, but I use the studs, and you can do any kind of closure that you would like. It can be like this one, or in this case I did it where as the journal gets more full you can loosen it, but right now you just tighten the leather up and then hook it over the bead and it holds it nice and closed. And on the inside the studs are holding it in, so anytime these are full you can always open the studs and put in new journal signatures. I have cardstock for the inside and the first page, and all the rest is paper that I have dyed in some other videos that are on my YouTube channel that you'll see how to dye those. I did dye a lot of the papers when I was doing the faux leather out of the filing folder. So this is some of them where I painted it. I used a cloth and just kind of sponged it on there and then dried it in the oven. So this has 3 signatures and it's made out of faux leather, but I could also purchase regular leather if I wanted to. My favorite part is that there's canvas. In between, you can kind of hear the sound. I'm very attuned to sound. I love texture, and the sound you're hearing is the Amazon packaging in between the faux leather and the canvas. And that's this Amazon packaging, the paper packaging. So today we're going to take this Amazon and recycle the packaging and create a very miniature journal with it. You take the cardstock, figure out the size that you want for your journal to be, and you cut it out and put it together and glue all the pieces. So as you can see, all the glue has dried here. We have put the cardstock in, the center cardstock piece, and this is all glued so it won't move while we try to glue the outside edges on. So that's what we're going to do next. With the recycled Amazon envelopes, there is lots of space in between the envelope, and you have to glue that down to begin with so that when you fold it over, all the pieces will go together and not just the bottom piece leaving the top piece just sticking out. So when we glue these, you have to glue in between and then fold over so that it all stays down. And I'm going to use a couple of clips to keep it down and let it dry. So do the long sides first, and then I'm going to do the sides, and then we'll get to the next step. While this edge is drying, I'm going to figure out if I'm going to do 1 or 2 signatures. So you find where the creases are in the center, and you can feel where the edge of the cardstock here is. You can feel where this cardstock ends, so you can see how much room there is in between them. That's how much room you left when you created this center piece and when you glued the pieces down. So to me, I think I could do 2 smaller signatures, and I think I only probably will need 1 stud holding it in, so we can see how that works. So let me get some paper. There's some paper, and let's see what size I'll need. I can decide if I want to do cut or ripped. So this looks like it's a tad bit too tall, so I could probably rip just a tiny bit from the top and the bottom and it'll be just fine up and down. And if we put it here, then the edge will be about there. So let me go ahead and rip some of that. Let me rip a tiny bit from each of these. Most likely that will fit really good in there. And then in the second signature spot, it will fit well there as well. So we can take this as a template for the rest of the pages. So let's see if this is done. Seems like it's pretty good. So another thing then you have to do is just kind of bend it to how you feel that you want it with the center. So let's close that up, and it looks like it will match up good like this. And then with 2 signatures inside, it'll be a cute little mini journal. So let's take and do the inside cover. So I chose this paper. It's journaling paper, scrapbooking paper. I've already kind of roughly measured. Where I would want it. So it takes a very long time to give the ripped edge, especially when you're trying to do very small rips. So it took me a while to get all of these pages, but I have 2 signatures ready. I decided on 12 pages each signature. So these are 2 12-page signatures, and put them in here, kind of held them into the center area and held it closed to see if it looks good. It looks like the back one might have a little bit too much, so I will have to trim that down. But before I do that, since I already have it in here in a good spot, what I'll do is I'll take a pencil and I will put a mark where the center of each of the signatures will be. That way I can then come down and find the center and punch the hole for the brad that's going to hold the journals in. So if that will fit, let me grab the brads and see what it looks like. So now I have them to where they match. One isn't bigger than the other. So I took the back here and I measured and found the center this direction, which was here, and then I split this where the center was and then split the center in half and then punched the holes. And then I put them in, and now what I'm going to do is take and put that here, and then marking it. Then I will open it up. I'm going to use a paper clip to kind of hold it. I'm going to poke a hole. See if I can get rid of that pencil mark there. There. Let's then take this and split it in half. Push it down to hold it in. And then let's take the next journal signature, hold it to where I think I'd like to have this at the top, and then slide that up against there, mark it here, and pull it out. I think I'm going to go ahead and paper clip it. Mark right on the seam. Make it a little bit bigger so it can go through. slide that in. So we'll slide that down, push it down as far as I can, split this open. Push it down. Going to do the same thing for this one. Okay, and then push it together. And there we have it. Little miniature journal made out of recycled Amazon packaging. And another thing that I like to do is I'm going to choose a bead. Let's see, what would be a nice one? How about I do two of these small ones? I could do red, blue, could do those three. Take this. And then what you do is you cut it to where it's just the right size, and then when you tie it, it makes it tighter. So I cut it. Then I'm going to slide the beads on. There we go. And then tie. Okay, now that it's tied, you can put it in the and there's our miniature journal. I hope you like it. If you would like for me to make one and you'd like to purchase it, just give me a message in my comments. And I hope you have a good day.